Hello everyone! Welcome back to Drawn by Annie channel. This is me, Annie, and I will be drawing for you today. Grab your tea, coffee and snacks and let's dive into today's video. Even though the Christmas has passed, I'm still catching the Christmassy and wintry vibes. So I decided to keep going with the winter theme till the end of the month, so I can enjoy wintry and Christmassy arts a little more this year. So today's sketchbook spread is going to be filled with all the wintry and Christmassy stuff that I'm going to color in this collage style of art. So each little sketch is going to be like a scene with its own atmosphere and vibe. And by the end, when I will be finished with the spread, it's going to be filled with ultimate winter combo. As you can see, I have already prepared the sketch, so I'm going to fill it in with colors, and I decided to work with alcohol-based markers today with maybe a little bit of extra touches with acrylic paint markers, just where they need to be placed on top of the markers. And I think I'm going to line everything over with my fine liners just to make it look finished. So with this sketchbook spread, my goal was to feature all of the associations that I have with the winter time. And honestly, if I would to be make a personalized Christmas cards, I would make each little sketch that I've put into the sketchbook spread into a separate card, because each scene that I have featured has an atmosphere to itself, so it would make a nice Christmas holiday card to put next to my gift. A few years back, before we moved into a new country, we have had this tradition with friends and acquaintances to exchange hand-painted cards, and it was super fun to do, as well as the excitement of receiving a card from everybody was making the anticipation of the holiday even more exciting and magical. It was usually made in two styles, so one option would be to trade cards with whoever you want and like have 1, 2 or 10 people paint to each other, and we would mention some requests or like some favorite things, so the person doing the card for us would have the idea or like certain format to work with, and then we would exchange cards. But like the more people you agree to do it with, the more cards you would have to paint, but also the more cards you would receive, right? So the other option would be like organize a group of people, no matter how much, and make it into a Secret Santa style. So everybody puts their name on the paper, some wishes or requests or favorite things, and we would put it into one bag, and each one would pick a paper, and you wouldn't know who was doing your card until you receive it, or you can just keep it secret forever. It's also keeping it a little magical. So yeah, that is a kind of memory that I cherish a lot. But yeah, now people grow up and they are so busy with their own lives that we don't have this tradition anymore, sadly. Oh, I forgot to mention, the best part of this Christmas card trade was actually mailing it. So we weren't doing it just to hand it over ourselves. No, we were sending it via snail mail. So it was even more exciting to check your mailbox every day if there's a card arrived. It was also like checking for gifts from under the Christmas tree as a kid. Like, is it there? Is it there? Is it there yet? Is it there yet? And also the moment you drop your envelope for someone, it's also unforgettable. Have you ever made a card trade with anybody? If you have your own stories, you can share them down in the comments. There's one thing that will always associate with winter and Christmassy time for me. It's fairy lights or Christmas garland, whatever the name is. I remember very old Soviet style garlands that were shaped like pine cones, and they were always colored the same, and they've always reminded me about this quiet nighttime, because usually we went to sleep and we didn't put the Christmas tree lights off. They were kind of like night lantern. They weren't bright at all, and they weren't flashing like all of the modern ones do. If you ask me, I prefer the ones that are not flashy. So I just remember laying in my bed looking at the Christmas tree and the sparkles and ornaments and just falling asleep to this magic quiet of the night. I wish I could find garland like this now, but I think it's only alive in either an antique store or a vintage store somewhere in Europe or Eastern Europe or in Russia. And I'm not going there anytime soon, but maybe someday this little wish of mine will come true. Another thing that I strongly associate with Christmas time or winter time is making snowflakes out of tissue or napkins and then decorating windows with those snowflakes. In my childhood, it was a very popular way of spending time with kids and also an activity for crafting lesson in school. But you have to know how to bend the tissue correctly so the snowflake will actually become a snowflake and not a bunch of cut up papers. And you don't even need the glue to put it on the window because it's a tissue. You just put a little bit of water and it will stick by itself. Cheap, fun, and easily to clean after. So in case you didn't know about this and you were looking for some way to spend some fun time with your kids, or you're a kid yourself and you want to spend some fun time, try it out. I'm sure you'll love it. When I was thinking about what to draw for the winter spread, I was trying to figure what are the associations for the winter time for me, besides obvious things like Christmas, decorations, and stuff like that. I thought about knitted mittens and hats and scarves and the feeling of coziness that they bring whenever you go outside and it's freezing and you can literally feel like Jack Frost is biting your cheeks. And the only way that I could think of how to draw a coziness feeling is my cat that would be sleeping wearing one of these knitted hats and probably on top of the scarf. So I decided to imagine how my cat would be sleeping, and I know he usually sleeps with his little tongue sticking out. This is the cutest and funniest thing that I'm seeing about him all the time, and it brings me so much joy, so I decided to kinda intermix those two ideas with each other. Hence, that's how this little sketch of Sparrow sleeping has born. When I was in my school years, I was loving to knit, and I remember that I was knitting myself a scarf, but then I decided to gift it to someone else because I heard that if you knit someone else something like a scarf or mittens or a beanie, then you're kind of subconsciously tying this person's destiny to your own, and it means that you will walk through life with this person next to you one way or the other. And you know, this superstition kind of came true, and I'm still talking to this person from time to time, and we're having nice conversations and sharing thoughts and remembering each other birthdays and wishing each other a nice birthday, as well as other big holidays like Christmas or New Year, for example. So I'm sure we're going to chat with this person again soon. And this is kind of funny and makes me want to go back to knitting again and gift and knitted stuff to each and every one of my friends so I can keep them in my life forever. But I'm afraid that this will take too much time because I'm very bad at time management. And also making videos for you guys is also bringing me a lot of joy, but also is a very time-consuming thing. And there is also Lydia that I have to write and take care about my players and think about fun hooks and stories for their campaign. So yeah, there are a lot of stuff that is going on behind the scenes that can easily, very, very easily overwhelm me because I'm so sensitive to this kind of thing. And don't forget, I'm trying to improve my art skills. skills as well in both traditional and digital medium, which I'm still very new to. So I think I definitely have an ADHD issue. Is it just me, or time is really short these days? Because no matter how hard I try to time manage and plan ahead my hobbies and stuff that is supposed to happen, and also juggle in some home chores and, home upgrades and renovations, I feel like everything is just requiring so much time that I cannot really do everything that I really want to do. And more often than not, I find myself stuck in an overwhelming flow of, I don't know what, ideas, thoughts, feelings. And I kind of just sit there, either trying to find an inspiration on Pinterest or looking for some solutions for the ideas that I have planned ahead, but not quite found a proper solution for, if that makes sense. Like even today, I wrote down a bunch of ideas for future arts. I could fill up like half of my sketchbook with all of those ideas. But my brain works this way that if I cannot sit and do everything in one go, it kind of shuts down, preventing me from even beginning. So I just keep writing ideas ahead more and more up until some certain point where I will actually start doing things. And I kind of tend to optimize my working flow process by grouping up the same things together, which usually makes me sit for hours and work on one specific stuff. For example, I'm recording a few videos ahead, or I'm sitting and sketching for a few different artworks ahead as well, or I'm doing my research for artworks and planning things ahead of time so I can use this plan later on. And usually this really helps me stay productive. But also sometimes, I'm not sure why this is happening, but sometimes this same thing also gets me stuck. And I really don't know what is happening in my brain at this moment. Maybe when my brain wants to track progress of all the things that needs to be done, it shuts down like a blue screen of death on the computer, Or I'm just tired and I really need to make a break. Or this could be also what they call executive dysfunction. I cannot really tell because I haven't been diagnosed with ADHD or anything like that. But when I read or see other people's experience on that, it kind of feels relatable to me. So I think I might have to try and figure this out for my own good. Anyway, I think I kind of lost myself in this topic a little bit. Sorry about that. A few things that I definitely wanted to feature in this wintry sketchbook spread was some pastries as well as hot chocolate or cocoa, because one of my very favorite drinks of all time that I cannot really find elsewhere other than at my home country, it has a very special taste because they use an actual heavy cream on it, as well as chocolate sprinkles. And I know that because I worked in that place. Some of you may say, oh, you can do it at home if you know all the recipe and the ingredients and stuff, but sadly I don't have all the equipment that really needs to be done, and in stores you cannot really find a good tasting whipping cream that is already in a pressured container, and I can only put it with spoons at home. And because of that, it will not look so pretty. And I bet you cannot even imagine how much happy I was when I finally was able to get it and taste it again after like 6 years of not doing it. When I was visiting my friends and family back home, and I had a chance to go to this place and got myself some hot chocolate. It was the happiest tiny little moment that I've had for a while, honestly. And while many will say, oh, it's just a drink, nothing special, for me it's actually a little ritual of self-care. And also a little bit nostalgic feeling because I was working at that place when I was very small. I was still going to music school back then, and I remember all the struggles and all the stress from the schools and exams and everything, and this was like bringing the sense of relief and a moment of pause where I could actually sit for a minute, think for a minute, and just enjoy the sweetness and a little bit of bitterness of cocoa and give myself myself a little break. I don't think I ever said this before, but one of my favorite rituals would have a little drink somewhere outside, either in the park or wherever in the city. Just look around, sip on the drink, either tea, coffee or cacao, and just ground yourself in this moment. Let the world flow around you, not be bothered by it at all, but just observe from the sideline. And then when you're done with the drink or halfway done, you can just stand up and join the world and have your life join into the world's flow. I don't know if anything I say makes sense to you, but that's just what I feel. One of the biggest association with winter for me is a tiny bird with red belly, because when they started to appear on the trees, it means that the winter is coming very soon. And also a lot of postcards and holiday cards were featuring this little birdie as well in the country that I come from. And I just genuinely like this little bird. I think his name is bullfinch. Yeah, sorry, I'm not too familiar with the English names of things, so I have to Google that up. But anyway, I wanted to draw this little birdie sitting on the branch of spruce tree and along with some pine cones, because I really like how they look and I really like to draw them because of all the little details I can put in them. So I decided I would do that in this sketchbook spread as well. And honestly, I really enjoyed the process of coloring it. I rarely draw any animals whatsoever, needless to say birds too. But I really think that came out really nice. So in the end of the day, I really am happy that I decided to go for it on the sketchbook spread. And last but not least, my biggest association with winter would be baking, specifically making the dough and baking a gingerbread and then painting on top with the sugar icing. This is like one of the very best ways to spend your time with friends and family, baking gingerbread and then eating it together with freshly made tea, freshly made cookies, enjoy a small talk, play some board games or computer games together. Gosh, only thinking about it makes me feel like I can already smell the smell of the freshly baked cookies. Like, I have all these spices for the dough, and whenever I want to feel like Christmas, I can just open 3 little jars and smell them together, and this already is enough to bring all the good memories and cozy feeling in my brain. Sometimes I make them in the middle of the year and I immediately feel like, oh, is it Christmas time? The best part about these cookies, they are very easy to make and very hard to ruin. So in case you ever wanted to try baking cookies, you can try looking up for a simple recipe and cooking some gingerbread, because it's really easy to make, honestly. I'm no baker, believe me, but even I can make them okay. The most fun part is decorating them with icing sugar and painting some funny little figures on top of them. So now that I'm barely done with this sketchbook spread, tell me down in the comments what you think. What are your associations with winter? Do you have any cool traditions that you like to follow during this holiday? And what are you going to give to your family and friends? Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you like the process of me coloring this little spread. And I do hope that you can use these ideas for your own Christmas cards. And if you do, let me know down in the comments how it goes. I'm wishing to you a magical day ahead. The next video is going to be a very last video in this year. So I really hope that I will see you there as well. Bye bye!